locked. 89.5. Keep it locked. 89.5. Keep it locked. Keep it 89.5. 89.5.
Say love, say love, say love. Yeah. Leave me where I'm found. I'll be lost and proud. Be where I'm found. I feel lost and proud. Leave me where I'm found. I'll be lost and proud. Leave me where I'm found. I feel lost and proud. Pressure in this life we live in. Too much foolishness, only good vibes we bring. Shadow boxing with our very own sin. Give thanks and love, it's just good vibes we bring. You can leave me here, leave me here. You can leave me here. We're good for soul. Shadow boxing on our very own. Leave me here like a stranger in this crowd. When you leave me here, when you leave me here, leave me where I'm found. I'll be lost and proud. Be where I'm found. I feel lost and proud. Too much vibes we bring in. Toxic culture got me stealthy like assassin. My people, them, they make things work. Good souls, we make things work. You came to me with the biggest of heart. We can make ourselves into everything we are. The changes have been loud and profound. I won't let anybody try and bring you down. They can leave you here, leave you here. They can leave me here, leave me here. They can leave me here, leave me here.
check one, check two. Good evening, world. Scott Free. And I am your host this week on The Prophecy. The Prophecy is on CIUT 89.5 FM every Sunday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. CIUT.FM, 89.5 FM on your radio. 2 hours of drum and bass and jungle for you. At ScottFree_DJ on Twitter and Instagram, ScottFree on Facebook. Give me a follow. Trying to new recording technique this time around. Hopefully the mic comes in a little clearer this time. Sounds of muffler in the background. Keep it locked. Let's go. Now into the sounds of artificial intelligence. This one entitled Signs, out now on Metalheads. Like I said, the one before this, Muffler, track's entitled Black. And we kicked off the show with the sounds of Alex Perez and Liam Bailey's Lost and Proud. Early shouts out to my fellow Prophecy host, Mr. Brown, Polaris, Valiant MC. Shouts to Mikey Burns and Theo, Yoshi Mojo, the Dungeon Crew, Justin Fitzpatrick, Derek For Real, the lovely Christine and the Mini Freeze, Bruck Out, Savvy C. Once again, give me a follow at ScottFree_DJ on Twitter and Instagram, ScottFree on Facebook. Shouts to Thomas and all those tuned in at the funeral home. Shouts to Stenja and Spine and the 40 Hertz crew. Shouts to Nilofar, Colin Denicky, Scott Dimmel, Sounds of Zero T. Yeah, back-to-back North Quarter tunes. This one, Red Eyes, Outside, out now on his Self-Portraits LP.
Fuel for the mind, your memories so real. Keep me running for real. Leave my people outside.
This one, another cut from Alex Perez's new release on his 1985 music imprint. This one entitled Blurred Lines. The release is entitled Without End, and I highly recommend that you cop it. It is perfect.
Time to nighttime, ring and get your shout outs, blowing up the hotline, requests and rewinds, weekends and weeknights, driving around the city to find a signal that we like. My brethren had the cousin in London who used to send us hype tapes off radio somewhere. We used to listen till the tape wore out. We'd imagine what the studio was like. What a time to be alive. Going out to the 615, to the 213 and the 409, texting your messages for Valentine's night. The story of the soundtracks to our lives that came from flats in the sky. The true meaning of SoundCloud. Rebels on rooftops, antennas we tied down. Pirates of airwaves that play what you can't doubt. Rebels on rooftops, antennas we tied down. This is High Rise FM, we control the blend. Hit us on the hotline, shout out all your friends. Serving the community, good vibes and unity. Turn it up loud if you remember how it used to be.
High Rise FM, we control the blend. Hit us on the hotline and shout out all your friends. Serving the community, good vibes and unity. Turn it up loud if you remember how it used to be.
Yeah, you know the crew already. You're in tune to High Rise, the late night show. Yeah? Just ringing, ladies, we know you're out there in your negligee, just putting on your slippers and now give us a shout. We got some songs for you right now. You know the number, High Rise.
Keep it locked, non-stop. 0794, you know the rest. We're here all night, banging out your speakers. Turn it up. Hey yo, hey my DJ, where you get this tune from, brother? Yo, this is one exclusive, you know. Only High Rise alone can play this. Dub plate flavor. Selector. Big up the 615, big up the 213. Last caller, call back. You won the VIP tickets for this Friday. All roads lead to the High Rise bash. Intermediate set speed, so keep the frequency locked. Don't touch that dial. Yes, she likes it a lot. Don't touch that smile. 7 days a week, we got razor beats. Keep the stereo high, that's how we raise the heat. It's a public service address. Every speaker we bless. The DTI that can guess, but never find our address. This family in here, we do it for the people. My brother risked his life climbing halfway up a steeple to turn on the power. We control the tower. No playlist, we play this, just pleasure by the hour. TDK 90, yeah, we spray nightly. Surfing on the airwaves is just where you'll find me.
This is High Rise FM, we control the blend. Hit us on the hotline, shout out all your friends. Serving the community, good vibes and unity. Turn it up loud if you remember how we used to be.
High Rise FM, we control the blend. Hit us on the hotline and shout at all your friends. Serving the community, good vibes and unity. Turn it up loud if you remember how we used to be.
High Rise FM, live your life, have a good time, maximum respect. Yes, I.
Big up High Rise FM. I love this station.
Yes, all High Rise FM listeners, listen up, big tune will come next.
The one before this, sounds of DRS and Dynamite, entitled High Rise FM, out now on their LP on Hospital, production by Caliber. Again, if you're just tuning in, I am your host this week, Scott Free. Give me a follow at ScottFree_DJ on Twitter and Instagram, Scott Free on Facebook. If you're not a member of the Prophecy Group, give us a follow on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/The Prophecy, and the letters DNB, The Prophecy DNB. Sounds of Imran Graffiti on the remix duties here. David Keith featuring JD. From the 416 to the 905. Playing off the High Rise FM vibes.
You've got to believe. You've got to believe.
Prophecy. We create the content.
Yes, this one, the title track from Marcus Visionary's new release on his Stereo One imprint. This one, Together. Shouts to the General himself, alongside DJ Lush, for curating this label and Inner City Dance. Gonna be playing some of the new release on Inner City Dance shortly from RMS. The one before this, Quick Draw and Bruckout, I'm Here. Shouts to Jerry, shouts to Matt, shouts to the Dutty Bass Audio crew. Lots of big releases out now, especially one from the artist I'm about to play next. Although this track is not on his current release, but I'm a fan of his all the same. Sounds of Dublic coming in next.
Love
So like I said, this one, Dublix, Natural Mystic. It's out now on the Future Vibes compilation for Alberta.
Natural Mystic.
I'm going to play at least one more cut from this compilation LP, maybe two, depending on where the vibe goes tonight. And coming in next to the sounds of Leverage remixing Jake Roberts. A little over 40 minutes into the first hour. If you're tuning in late, I am your host this week, Scott Free. Bringing you 2 hours of drum and bass and jungle right here on CIUT 89.5 FM. The new sound of your city. Just want to give everybody a quick heads up that the fall membership drive will still be happening. Even though we may not be in the studio for it, we will be preparing something as we did in the spring. So please be mindful of that. That will be taking place in November. I'll give the specific dates or close to in the second hour. Like I said, Leverage on the remix duties of Jake Roberts, Rattle. And coming in next, like I said, sounds of RMS, the current release on Inner City Dance. Keep it locked.
Prophecy, 15,000 watts of power.
Yeah, so this one, Jomari, out now on Deviant Audio. This one entitled Open Air. And like I said, the one before that, RMS. That is the title track off the new release on Inner City Dance. It's entitled Sinkhole. Again, big shouts to Paul RMS, shouts to DJ Lush, and shouts to the General Marcus Visionary. Shouts to Stranger for helming Deviant Audio. Shouts to Jomari. Shouts to all the rotating artists on the Deviant Audio crew. Coming in with a couple to close out the first hour, some big heavy hitters. So keep it locked. We'll come up on the other side of the ads with hour 2. I am your host this week, Scott Free. Keep it locked right here, CIUT 89.5 FM.
Big things are going tonight. Come down as we enter. As we enter. As we enter. As we enter. Come down as we enter. As we enter.
early and arrive representing in style you don't know.
Waiting, falling, don't understand what I've become. There's so many changing emotions, and I don't know where they're coming from. Cause you're not even better than me, but you really got the better of me. All the time I put in myself, wasn't it for anybody else?
So last time, no. Run it.
So this one, the unmistakable remix of Breakage of Shy FX Originals, Too Shy. And the one before this, Break on the remix, of Breakage. As We Enter. Out now on Breakage's new release on his own imprint, Index. Closing out the first hour at this. See you on the other side.
And everything is getting warm.
Right here, right now, every day. CIUT 89.5, the sound of your city.
Inside the place. No
just a brand new second hand. Relax and low say, just a brand new second hand. Just a brand new second hand.
Oh my gosh! short. It's coming up short, cause he's not. Come on, gotta drop for us.
Yes, into the second hour now. Kicked off with the sounds of Marcus Visionary alongside the legend that is MCGQ. Brand new second hand. This one also out on the Together EP on Stereo One. Now into the sounds of Joe. This one entitled Mob Job. We are into hour 2. If you're just tuning in, where have you been? Rinsed out proper for the first hour. One more to go right here on CIUT 89.5 FM. At ScottFree_DJ on Twitter and Instagram. ScottFree on Facebook. Make sure to join the Prophecy group if you haven't already. Facebook.com/the/groups/the Prophecy DNB.
Suckers a clapper, he's coming up short, cause he's not. He's coming up short. He's coming up short, cause he's not. Coming up short, he's coming up short. He's coming up short, cause he's not. Come on, gotta drop for us.
Yeah, just want to take a quick second to thank everybody tuned in and who's been tuning in every week still, while myself and Mr. Brown and Polaris and Valiant MC are not able to get into the studio to broadcast this show live. So we appreciate your dedication to tuning in. We know we've got a real strong listener base, and we're very thankful and grateful to you all. And we hope you stay with us as we navigate all this uncertainty. This one, sounds of Jax, entitled Once in a While. The one before this, Trex, entitled The Lucky Ones. Sending this one out to the longtime homie, Mr. Craig Boyko, and the lovely Maya. Shouts again to Derek For Real and Maddie. Shouts to the whole crew.
crowd hype.
Yes, this one entitled Natural High by Veek. The one before this, Non-Stop Body Shop by Samurai Breaks. Sending this one out to Sean Rice and Phoenix Archfire. Coming right back with some more Marcus Visionary business.
operator, give me it again.
Yes, this one broke out, entitled Stronghold. Shouts to Jerry. Like I said, the one before this, Marcus Visionary. The third cut that I've played from his new EP on Stereo One Music. That one entitled Vibe in a 85. Again, big shouts to Marcus. Big shouts to Brad, DJ Lush. Running multiple labels, putting out exquisite, amazing music that just crushes across all facets and corners of this music. And coming in next with another one. Another cut from RMS's new EP on Inner City Dance. Once again, give me a follow at ScottFree_DJ on Twitter and Instagram. Scott Free on Facebook. Join the Prophecy group. I hope you've enjoyed the 2 days of broadcasts via Mixcloud for the Church Sundays send-off alongside Stamina Stamina out in San Francisco. Happy to have been a part of that on this weekend and previously before. My previous mix is up on Mixcloud now, so go check it out. Again, ScottFree_DJ there as well. Yes, like I said, this one RMS and Dub Defense entitled Never Never. Out now on Inner City Dance. Yeah, this one, Ill Truth on remix duties for Faction and Leo Wood. I Have You. Picking it up a little bit as we close out the next 25-30 minutes. Equalizing Distort coming up at the top of the hour. I'll be honest, a little weird to say that as I stand in my kitchen and not in the studio with the host behind me, but hey, this is 2020. Yeah, this one, track's entitled City Slickers. Shouts to everyone tuned in who's actually seen that movie that the sample in this track is from. Skeptical on the remix, Break and DLR on the original.
Just one thing. That's what you gotta figure out.
The one before this, Reflector, Feel Good Baby. That's another cut from the Future Vibes Alberta compilation. Shouts to Alex. Coming in next to the sounds of Tyrone on Guidance. I think we're under 30 minutes left now. Appreciate you all tuning in this week. Scott Free here.
Just one thing.
Yeah, like I said, this one, Tyrone. It's entitled OGs. And I'm just going to send this one out to James St. Bass, in case you're tuned in tonight, sir. Because if you've been listening to this broadcast, you know Mr. St. Bass is the OG.
electronic oscillators. By electronic oscillators.
Say strapping us into the inside of my eyelids. Ultraviolet where we live, the youth are ultraviolet. Drip sort and stylish, my parameters fluctuate your turbulence. Murmurings but nothing does the burning in my iris. Hydroponic Blair Witch, Dr. Type visionary isn't any antidote, initiate virus. I'll take weed in your bits and won't pay. Like a scaffolding. Wanna book me out much and what's the gaffholding? You're so unlucky, come and look at what the past molded. While I'm chunging on this Cali, I just back rolled in. And I know it's hard to lose when all the plaques golden. Maybe relax and review the facts that showed in. Now stand up firm and await your turn if that goes in. With me and you it's on site like a scaffolding. Won't pay. You think that's a prick move? You don't say. Strapping us into the inside of my eyelids. Ultraviolet where we live, the youths are ultraviolet. drip, something stylish. My parameters fluctuate your turbulence. Murmurings, but nothing does the burning in my iris. Hydroponic Blair Witch, doctor type visionary. Isn't any antidote, initiate virus. I'll take you to bits of one day.
Yeah, I gotta recap a couple here, as the next one's the last one. Signing out after this. Sounds of Scales and the Junkie in the background. This one entitled Run It. The one before this, T95 and DRS, entitled On Sight. The one before that, Brain and Zero Zero's Electronic Music. That is out on the Sofa King Sick Volume 2. And again, Tyrone's OGs out on Guidance. Rounding out this week's broadcast with Anastasia and Tirkahout's Schema, the Jesta mix. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. Giving you 2 hours of drum and bass and jungle right here on CIUT 89.5 FM. Your humble host, Scott Free, at ScottFree_DJ on Twitter, Instagram, Mixcloud, Scott Free on Facebook. Make sure to join the Prophecy group, give us a like, and make sure to share. And I just want to close out and say, be the light. Treat others with love and compassion. We all know we need it right now.